Oh, landmines and jellyfish. Welcome back to Knives, I guess. And I just farted like really loud. But last night we did a live stream and we went in on this Albatross burner knife. So if you haven't seen these things yet, I reached out to Albatross and I asked if they wanted to work with me, and they said, "Yeah, we do." And I picked out one knife that I wanted to check out, and they sent a stack of burner knives along with it. Which that's a weird choice. Albatross makes some much nicer stuff, and the one that we have in the backlog waiting to carry is so much nicer. It's cool as hell. But these, I don't know why, these are what they wanted me to show you. And once we get done with these burners, I don't think Albatross is ever gonna want to work with me again, because I promised I'd tell you guys what I like and I don't like about them, and we got to be honest around here. So let's take a look at what we're holding. And first things first, and most importantly, the pocket clip was tipped down. And I hate tip down, but we all live in sin. We've got these anodized aluminum scales. They're green. We got the bottle opener and the seatbelt cutter. We got, yeah, it's probably not going to break glass, but a glass breaker. We've got thumb studs. Let's flick the stud. And we got about 3 inches of steel. And that's one of the first things to note. And like, the website has a picture of this thing in the top left corner. It says D2 steel. And I was hoping to holy hell that we had D2 on this, because it's a $10 knife. All right, it's a $10 burner, and we all know typically what we get at $10. The Harbor Freight Gordon Flipper and the Ozark Trail Dropout are exceptions to the rule. But normally you buy a $10 burner, you get a $10 burner. And I had hoped, for Albatross's sake and potentially continuing the relationship with Albatross, that this actually was D2, because that would have been a saving grace. However, we'll get into that a little bit later here. I carried this for the week, didn't really enjoy it. The factory edge was absolute trash. It sucked, and it was a terrible knife. $10 flea market burner. So we got out the live stream. I figured we'd go ahead and get it knocked out. And when we started with this thing, like, first thing right out of the gate, this pocket clip had to go. Tip down pocket clips are always profoundly uncomfortable during Cardboard Slayer. They always wind up going. No exceptions so far. And, we started cutting, and the factory edge on it, it was already tearing and rolling and showing a devastated edge right out of the gate. We had even stropped this down to about 200 points on the tester. It still didn't cut worth the crap. So we had to stop what we were doing about 20 minutes in and sharpen this thing. And of course, sharpening takes a minute because the precision adjust is slow. So, it was like almost an hour before we could really start the stream in anger. And I brought it down to 155 on the scale. That's about where that precision adjust can get everything we've done so far, but that's also budget steels that won't take as nice of an edge. And we started cutting again. And we cut and got through the first hour, and this edge was already down to 456. And, like, that is some bad edge wear. And we went for another hour, and it stayed around the 450 mark. It stabilized for a little while like they do. And then the time of death was 2 hours and 15 minutes. All right, like, we got 2 hours and 15 minutes on this out of a brand new edge that I sharpened down to 17 degrees. And if you haven't seen it before, putting that edge on there tends to extend the life of it on Cardboard Slayer at least a bit. So, at that 2 hours, it went down to 505. Like, it just went clean off a cliff. So this is absolutely not D2. This performed like 4CR14, and one of the things that really is a dead giveaway is you can kind of see the haze of hairline scratches in the steel from the cardboard. D2 doesn't do that. You might pick up 4 or 5 scratches, nothing major. 8CR will pick up hazing, but nothing this bad and nothing that fast. So I'm pretty sure after doing that Kershaw camshaft, we're probably looking at 4CR14. And that breaks my heart, especially because that website, their website picture on Albatross's own website, the picture at least has D2 up in the upper left corner, D2 steel. So that is a huge bummer. Now, we finished up tearing this edge up, and I broke out the sharpening block, and I practiced some hand sharpening for a while. I got an edge on it that I'm happy with, and of course we're gonna cut up a little bit of paper. We're not gonna waste too much time on it, but oh god, always on camera, always on camera. Yeah. So, like, I put an edge on that I'm happy. I think I got it down to about 156. Like, I'm kind of starting to match the edge on the precision adjust. Yeah, just this paper is not cooperating because I'm on the camera. And if you haven't been here for long, there we are. You know, I always bork some cuts on camera. It sucks, but that's reality. So, you know, and it sharpened up. Like, the hand sharpening went really fast. You know, I already had the edge bevel set, so it's not like I had a whole lot of material to hog off, but still. Now, the one good thing I can say about this, and this is the only really good thing, the ergonomics held up really well. I thought that this bottle opener right here would start digging into my hand right here and cause some severe discomfort, but it never really did. And this part of my hand right here was in good shape when I got done. You know, I had the soreness that comes from the pressure of pushing something like this through those cuts, but it really didn't cause any major problems. Like, I was pleasantly surprised by that, and believe me, when I find good ergonomics that don't cause problems for a Cardboard Slayer live stream, as long as they tend to go, I am very happy. You know, we switched over to the unboxing knife just to goof around, and that thing, oh god, those ergonomics are bad. But, you know, one of the things we ran into is this is a relatively deep hollow grind on here. And those hollow grinds always act like a wedge. All right, you push them into the cardboard and they just take an inordinate amount more pressure than a full flat grind will to make those cuts. Which, you know, it sucks, but again, that's reality. Hollow grind do hollow grind things. So, with the amount of extra pressure I had to use to push through those cuts with good ergonomics, dear God, that was a relief. That was so much of a relief. But, you know, it is kind of disappointing. Like, I was hoping there was, again, some kind of redemption, but it wound up not being D2, and a $10 D2 knife would have been great to find. So, I mean, I don't have a lot good to say about this outside of, you know, I would throw this in a toolbox or something like that and not think twice about it. You know, the fit up of all the parts is nice enough. The grind on it wasn't great. Like, from the factory, they bit into the plunge line really bad on both sides. So, like, when I went to sharpen it, I just didn't care about that plunge line and just made it significantly worse because I wanted to get the sharpening done. But, you know, like, again, I'm not sure why they wanted me to show this to you guys. And, like, again, I can't lie just to gloss them up. It's not a good knife. And we have got something like, I think in this mix, we've got two, maybe one or two other burner knives to get through. Like, there's duplicates of this, there's duplicates of another one, and then there's like an extra of a different one in here. And then we got these guys right here. And it's just kind of a bummer, because it's not like you could really count Albatross out over this. It's just, I'm not sure why they wanted you to see this first. They have nicer stuff, significantly nicer stuff, and it's easily available in the $30 to $40 price range. And then they got some nicer stuff up into the $50, $60 range. I don't know why they did this, but again, I gotta be honest, I told you I'd share what I didn't like, and I don't like pretty much the whole thing except for the ergonomics on Cardboard Slayer. It sucks. So, like, if you're looking for $10 burners and you see something like this, maybe if you're not bothered by tip down and you're not bothered by the bottle opener and the cutter right here, but realistically, this isn't something I would buy for myself, even if I was trying to stay below 10 bucks. Like, it wouldn't even have made it on the Super Budget Showdown, just on the back of the tip down carry. So, you know, between the disappointing steel, the disappointing added features I don't like, and the tip down pocket clip, like, there's not much for me to like here. And, like, Albatross, if y'all see this, I'm sorry, but this thing is an absolute dud. But what do you do? But that's what happened with Cardboard Slayer. That's kind of my final look at this thing. It is a trash flea market knife. It is an absolute burner, and I wouldn't buy it for myself. So, all that being said, thanks for looking at my crap. Subscribers, you guys are awesome. A ton of y'all came in on the live stream last night. I appreciate y'all so much. Comments, I love some feedback. Let me know what you think about this thing and Albatross's odd decision. And all that being said, y'all have a nice day.